Children as young as 15 were repeatedly misidentified as being in their 20s and 30s during recent government trials of age-checking tools, raising fresh doubts about whether the teen social media ban is viable. For more, we're joined by national technology reporter Ange Lavoie-Pierre in Sydney. Ange, you've seen these tools up close. How well do they work?
Yeah, it's been pretty interesting watching it play out in the classroom. You can kind of hear the ripple go around the room as kids get wrong results. So, you know, there are 1,000 students who have taken part in these trials in schools over the last 4 months, in particular really trying out facial age estimation, face scanning. So it looks at all these data points on your face, things like how far apart your ears and your eyes are and how big your nose is, things like that, and makes a call about how old it thinks you are. Now, the problem is that it's not always all that accurate. As you said, they're, you know, within 18 months, 85% of the time. So this is, I guess, some of the results that we got from kids in the classroom in Canberra at John Paul College.
1 minute I'm getting 15, the next I'm getting 19, okay. So like 27. Maybe not.
Oh, it gave me 29, that same one. Right,
really?
Just looking at it. And I've been told my whole life I look like about 4 years younger than what I actually am.
I'm getting, 23, upwards of 23.
On all the tests?
A majority, yeah.
19, 37, 26, and I think it was 23 as well.
Okay, wow.
So, yeah, it's pretty inconsistent.
13? I just got 13. Went from 15 to 40 to 13. Getting younger by the minute. Getting younger.
OK, so there was a lot of variation there amongst those ages. Just how heavily does the trial actually depend on this tech?
So it's just one of a number of methods. Like facial scanning isn't the only tool, the only way that social media companies will have to check our ages in 6 months' time when this ban comes in. But it is potentially load-bearing or you know, quite important at least, because you know, we've seen it being one of the main tools that's been tested in classrooms over the last 4 months. And you know, the results are impressive by some, you know, measures in the sense that this technology has come a long way, but, you know, you could argue that it hasn't come quite far enough. You know, 18 months is a pretty big margin of error when you're talking about a hard 16-year cut-off for teenagers. So some experts are saying that this is perhaps cause for the government to consider to, you know, look at whether or not the tech is going to be up to scratch by the time this ban comes in. Some experts say that the ban is not viable. We spoke to Professor Lisa Given about this. She's a Professor of Information Sciences at RMIT University, and she says really Australians should manage their expectations about what this legislation, what the ban is able to achieve.
I think parents are definitely headed for a rude shock in terms of what this legislation will actually deliver to them.
So given these early results, can the social media ban still work?
Look, tellingly, the age verification companies themselves say that they're not surprised by these results. They say facial age estimation was never meant to be, you know, the decisive tool. They say the ban can still work. They, you know, the system they imagine, and I think the system a lot of people are imagining, is one similar to what you see in bottle shops, right, where perhaps, you know, someone's appearance, in this case, you know, facial age estimation could be the first hurdle, and then, you know, if you're not seen to be of a certain age, whether that is 21 or 25 or something like that, if you're near enough to 16, you then go to a second method of verification. And there are lots of other ways to do that, but, you know, the difficulty there is that it does start to get messy. You know, perhaps you don't have ID handy to provide, or perhaps you're not comfortable providing it. Maybe, you know, you're too young to have a driver's license. You know, maybe you're 16, you don't have one yet. You know, it starts to get a bit tricky, but that is one system that could kind of preserve the integrity of it, even in the face of these accuracy issues. We don't know exactly how the ban is going to work yet. The government's going to take advice from the e-Safety Commissioner about that and make a plan in the next few months and tell the social media companies what they're going to have to do to make this work. But yeah, the clock is ticking. We've got less than 6 months before this ban is theoretically up and running.